of the week, as the weekend does not look bad. We'll have more clouds around, but still some sunshine each day, and temperatures maybe not quite as high as Friday, but still pretty close to average for this time of year. 61 on Saturday and a high of 67 Sunday. Right now it's 59 degrees and sunny in Midtown. We're going down to 45. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station 1010 Winds.
Streamline how you hire with Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates, all in one same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Winds News Time 4:33. A report says ASAP Rocky was detained at Los Angeles International Airport in connection with a shooting last November. NBC News says the rapper, whose legal name is Rakeem Myers, was detained after arriving on a private plane from Barbados, where he had been with his girlfriend, Rihanna, who is pregnant with her first child. The star's attorney confirmed to NBC that his client had been detained. That's all we know. The shooting, which had not previously been made public, happened November 6th when a man says Myers, who was walking with two others in L.A., approached him with a handgun on the street and shot at him 3 to 4 times, with one of the bullets grazing his left hand. Winds News Time 4:34. Netflix stock took a tumble today, and the platform says it's going to start clamping down on customer sharing.
Netflix says its customer base has fallen by 200,000 subscribers during the January to March period and could fall by another 2 million in the next financial quarter. It's the first drop since the streaming service became available 6 years ago. Netflix is hoping to reverse the tide by blocking the sharing of accounts and by introducing a lower-priced, ad-supported version, although some analysts wonder if the company's best days are past. The drop this year, in part, stems from the Netflix decision to withdraw from Russia to protest the war against Ukraine, which resulted in a loss of 700,000 subscribers. I'm Jackie Quinn.
Netflix stock, by the way, fell 35% today, and Elon Musk decided to add his 2 cents to the streamer's woes by trolling the platform. Musk called Netflix unwatchable, which he attributed to what he called the woke mind virus. He did not explain what that meant. Musk has been trying to buy Twitter, which is resisting a hostile takeover. Is your menu set according to social media? It's a thing these days. TikTok sucking you into the perfect diet.
It's a weight loss drink that you can do at home.
You're not alone. More than a third of adults admit to making choices of how they're going to eat based on what they're watching on social media. More than a quarter of adults have cut out bread, don't do dairy, or skip breakfast because social media tells them to.
I've been skipping breakfast for 12 years, and here's why. It makes getting lean so easy.
The disturbing part? Most don't do any fact-checking to see if the weight loss tips they're following are even legit. Correspondent Stacy Lynn. Wednesday time 4:36. Hulu may need to change its name to Hulu with a K.
I'm excited for this new chapter for people to see.
1010 Wins Entertainment is next.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19? Then act fast with authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different how? You sell high-commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Wins News Time, 4:38 now. 10:10 Wins Entertainment.
One of the biggest things in her life is about to happen, and Courtney has no idea.
But Hulu had the right idea, bringing on the Kardashians, which has become Hulu's most watched premiere in its history. Shawn Mendes is heading home to Canada to collect the Juno International Achievement Award. Mendes will make a special appearance to receive the honor during the first in-person Juno Awards to be held since 2019. This year's show to be held May 15th. Wins News Time, 4:39.
Paul and Phil Malinzak are retired New York firefighters. They work at a Long Island golf club. They love to fish, and they're two of the 175,000 men diagnosed each year with prostate cancer. They're also identical twins. But knowing that no two cancer cases are alike, not even for twins, they turn to a hospital with a full range of leading-edge treatments and the highest possible rating from the National Cancer Institute.
We chose Promoter Cancer Center at NYU Langone Health.
The Promoter Cancer Center team went over all their options, from active surveillance, hormone therapy, and chemotherapy to focal ablation and robotic surgery. They decided on CyberKnife, a highly precise radiation therapy that's as effective as surgery.
We were really impressed with Promoter's program. It took just 5 appointments in 1 week.
The Promoter Center was close to their homes, and each treatment took less than an hour. Now the Malinzak twins are back enjoying the good life with one more thing in common.
Now we're both cancer survivors.
To learn more, go to nyulangone.org/PCC.
The 1010 Wins Small Business Challenge is back, and so is your chance to win $10,000. For info, go to 1010wins.com/challenge. That's 1010wins.com/challenge.
The Newswatch never stops. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon, 59 degrees at 4:40. I'm Lori Metten, and here's what's happening. A Yonkers detective is shot and wounded. A suspect is dead, shot by an FBI agent in a developing story this hour. Mask up, New York. Governor Hochul says when it comes to public transit and airports, masks remain the order of the day for now. Our Samantha Liebman with that story coming up. Johnny Depp says he was the one who was abused by his ex.
She's a need for conflict. She's a need for violence.
Amber Heard, who tells a much different story, is also expected to take the stand. On this 420 day, Mayor Adams is proposing the city spend nearly $5 million to help New Yorkers affected by the so-called war on drugs. Rob in China may have been canceled on TV, but the reality show has moved to a real-life courtroom in Los Angeles. On Wall Street, the Dow closed up 249 points today. The Nasdaq down 166. The S&P closing down 2 points. 1010 Wins AccuWeather says partly cloudy tonight, low 45. Sunny and nice tomorrow, high 60. Wins News Time, 4:41. Time now for traffic and transit with Greg Rice.
Now, Lori, we're finally starting to flush out the earlier trouble spots in Queens. Westbound Long Island Expressway at Little Neck Parkway, though, not done yet. You still have the middle lane knocked out. There is a cop car still there. The cars involved in the crash are all gone. There must be debris on the road because that police officer still knocks out the middle lane on the westbound LI near Little Neck Parkway. Southbound side of the Van Wyck Expressway coming down to Jewel Avenue. You still have the right lane out over there, making a mess back towards Northern Boulevard. Better on the BQE westbound, though, coming down towards Northern Boulevard. Westbound BQE, they have reopened that middle lane, and things are a bit better. Westbound Grand Central Parkway near the LI, that earlier accident, too, is finally out of the way. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Citybound George is fine. Everything outbound's a mess. West side, northbound, you got a crash in the 90s. Everything else bad all the way to the bridge. Lincoln Tunnel's about 20 minutes in, 30 plus on the outbound ride, 45 to 60 at the outbound Holland. Inbound Holland, 30 from the Skyway, better off of the Newark Bay. Verrazano upper level, Brooklyn bound, they did get rid of the earlier accident, but now the Staten Island bound upper level of the Verrazano, somebody stalled out, and that has one lane knocked out of service. Westbound Belt at Ocean Parkway still with that crash and still the mess all the way back to Queens and the Van Wyck. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report at 4:51 on 1010 West.
We have a developing story out of Yonkers this afternoon, a shooting involving law enforcement that left a suspect dead and a Yonkers detective wounded. This is what we know at this point. This happened at 2:10 p.m. on Elm Street. The Yonkers Police Department, assigned to Westchester Safe Streets Task Force, attempted to take into custody 3 suspects who were involved in a gun investigation. 2 of the suspects fled into a nearby bodega. Now, this is all according to police. Police say one of the suspects then tried to push past a detective. The detective pushed back, and the suspect then shot the detective in the stomach. An FBI agent returned fire and killed that suspect. The officer who was shot in the stomach is in critical but stable condition this afternoon. That officer is expected to survive. 1010 Wind reporter Carol Dioria is on the scene. She will have a report coming up. Winds News Time 444. Masking up still the order of the day on public transit in New York, and it's going to stay that way for now.
Governor Hochul says a federal judge striking down the nationwide transportation mask mandate was simply procedural.
It was not a decision by the federal government that masks were no longer needed.
So she says she's keeping it for all MTA trains, buses, and subways, and Port Authority hubs, including the city's 2 airports, where there was some confusion this morning.
I guess it is confusing because I thought that it was at your liberty, so if it's not, then I guess it is confusing.
She says while there's no need to panic yet, with cases moving up due to 2 Omicron subvariants, she wants to make sure cases don't skyrocket like they did with the original and hopes the mandate will be short-lived. Samantha Liebman, 1010 Winds News.
And a new poll is taking the pulse of just how Americans feel about masks.
The AP Nork Center for Public Affairs Research survey found 56% of Americans favor masks on planes and public transit, and 24% opposed. The survey was done just before a judge this week put the federal transportation mask mandate on hold. At a Florida airport, Christina Costigan cheered.
The mask should have been gone a long time ago.
But in New York, Miranda Haradi said she'll hang on to hers.
I'm a teacher. I still teach with this on. I'm still going to ride the train with it on.
Another AP Nork poll last month showed 44% of Americans still often or always wear masks outside their homes, down significantly from a few months ago. Just 20% now say they're very or extremely worried about getting COVID-19. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
Winds News Time 445. Johnny Depp was back on the witness stand in his defamation suit against ex-wife Amber Heard. Depp told the jury he was the one targeted for abuse.
Ms. Heard, in her frustration and in her rage and her anger, she would strike out. She would. It could begin with a slap. It could begin with a shove. It could begin with, throwing a TV remote at my head. It could be throwing a glass of wine in my face.
Under direct examination, Depp was asked why he stayed.
Why did I stay? I stayed, I suppose, because my father stayed. I suppose because I had been in that relationship with Vanessa, and that was lost. And I didn't want to fail.
Depp is suing Heard over an op-ed she wrote in the Washington Post in which she said she was a public figure representing domestic abuse. She did not name Johnny Depp, but he said it damaged his reputation and harmed his career. Heard's lawyers say the article was accurate and does not defame him. They say Depp's ruined reputation is the result of his own bad behavior. We are expecting to hear from Amber Heard, who is expected to take the stand. The production of Alec Baldwin's movie Rust has been ordered to pay up. New Mexico's Occupational Health and Safety Bureau has fined Rust nearly $140,000, the maximum fine possible, for firearm safety failures after cinematographer Helena Hutchins was fatally shot. Baldwin was handling the gun when it discharged. OSHA said investigators found a set of obvious hazards to employees regarding the use of firearms and a failure by management on that set to act upon those obvious hazards. Alec Baldwin has not commented publicly on the report. Winds News Time 447. Today is April 20th, or 420, the unofficial date noted by potheads. And Mayor Eric Adams says he wants the city to promote its impending legal cannabis industry by helping those who were most affected by the so-called war on drugs, people who wound up behind bars or under arrest due to marijuana-related offenses. The mayor is proposing that the city spend $4.8 million to reach out to those communities and help them get involved in the legal industry. In New Jersey, it is the eve of legalized recreational pot.
The storefront company called Ascend preparing for what they call a seamless cannabis experience. Adults over 21 can purchase 1 ounce of recreational marijuana per day